I am here at Pursuit Spirits. Y'all know we're working on our own whiskey brand. What better place to come to see if I can find some content creators that started their own whiskey brand to see if they'll talk me out of it.
Or you can just buy us out, you know.
Today we're going to be focused on basically kind of a semi-private barrel experience. Now this is a tour that y'all can book. You can come here, you can do this yourself. We're going to do that, and then after lunch, we're gonna actually do our own barrel picks. Explain to me, what are we doing here?
So this is an experience we built called the Whole Shebang, because we've been doing this for a long time. We've picked hundreds of barrels, and we know that there's really nothing cooler to do except pick your own barrel. So we wanted to be able to find a way to bring that to everybody.
This will be the barrel that speaks to you. You don't have to worry about your buddies being here. You don't have to worry about Brewzle and do I trust him in picking it. It's somebody as a consumer that can just come and pick their barrel, take one bottle, and it's really cool. Something that speaks to you.
And more importantly, you don't have to buy the entire barrel. When we do the barrel picks, we've got to buy entire barrels. This time we get to take bottles.
We always say everything around here is for sale, including the company.
Even the company. Yeah, so if you want to fast track your venture, you can just buy us out, you know.
Y'all ready? Okay, how many people have been on a barrel pick? Oh, this is gonna be fun. Rule number 1, pace yourself. Rule number 2, hopefully it's too late now if you haven't done this, never show up to a whiskey facility on an empty stomach. Rule number 3, just because somebody poured it for you does not mean you need to drink it or drink all of it. Long day, lots of whiskey, so just take it easy, okay? And if it gets out of hand, just go take a nap somewhere. We'll find the bathroom is really cold in there. It'll be a great spot for y'all to go take a nap.
Hey, come on over this way, folks. So this is the Whole Shebang. This is something that, I'm really bad at marketing, so I couldn't think of a better name. But you do a tasting, you do your own barrel pick experience, which most people don't get an opportunity to actually go and do that unless you are part of media or you're part of a barrel picking club or you own your own liquor store. You don't get a chance to go and select your own barrel of whiskey. But we wanted to make sure that you don't have to have that fiduciary responsibility of buying a $10,000 barrel, but instead, you're gonna have 6 different barrel options in front of you, and you pick the barrel that speaks to you. And so you're actually able to go grab a bottle off the bottling line, grab a whiskey thief, and fill your bottle up directly from the barrel, and then go through the labeling process of actually corking it, labeling it, and sealing it yourself, and then writing a nice little note to say it was filled by this person on this date and whatever the special occasion may be. We had to really think of, well, if we're gonna create this, it's gotta be different than anything else. And so that's where we came with the idea of creating very small micro blends. So we'll create something that's in between like 2 to 5 different barrels. We'll blend it together and then we'll re-barrel it from the barrels that they came from. So when you look at, we'll say this, when you look at the barrel ID key there, so 8 of course is August, so that's the 8th month of the year. And then we go into the date code side, which is A equals 0, B equals 1, C equals 2, so on and so forth. So that would be like August of 23 was when that particular batch was created. And then it goes in sequential order of A, B, C. So A would be the first batch of the month, B would be the second batch, and then the third is the barrel identifier, which is 1, 2, 3. So let's say there was 5 barrels that came from there, so it would be ACD A01, ACD A02, so on and so forth. And so you see that as the first line underneath all these different barrel samples. Underneath that, you see the actual barrel that it came from. Since we're working with 4 different distilleries, but we try to keep it for the bourbon and the rye. So you're gonna have 4 different bourbons and 2 different ryes here that you're gonna be selecting from. But you're gonna see the type of whiskey that was in there before. So this first one comes from our Finger Lakes Distilling. This is a New York 70-20 wheat and 10% malted barley. So that's the same exact blend that goes into both of these, the first 2, as you can see, but the only difference is the types of barrels. And so the next one is our Tennessee 80-10-10 component, and then underneath that it tells you exactly what the cooperage is. So Kelvin number 4 versus ISC number 4, and it just goes down the line from there. So these are all at 108 proof.
I always thought that 108 proof is a perfect balance, that it's not too overwhelming for the novice. It's not gonna blow your palate away where you can't have multiple of them. And so we find that 108 is perfectly proof for our whiskey.
You like one better than 107?
Well, one proof point, not one flavor point better.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. You
Yeah.
haven't tasted it.
Fair enough.
So we'll shut up now and let y'all
Yeah,
enjoy
do your
Go
thing.
for it. What do you think? Try one, let me know. Is it better than Antique 107?
These were handmade by my buddy.
Well, it's good.
Is it good?
It's good.
You started top left?
Start top left.
2CE-A-01.
That is it's gonna be down. R2D2's cousin, actually.
It's good. But Weller Antique Beater, I mean, let's not get carried away.
I'm on the second one.
Okay.
I'm embarrassed.
They drink very differently. Yeah. The second one drinks a lot hotter than the first one. The first one kind of has that like mellow thing on.
Try the third one. Let me know what you think.
Podcast. I'm gonna have to go.
I think that's my favorite one so far.
Yeah.
This one's the most interesting one. The third one.
Third one. Everybody can pick something different. We don't have to come to a consensus. So you can pick whichever one you like the best. Don't worry about what this guy thinks right here. His opinion does not matter to you. It only matters to him.
It never did.
Friend, I've only been through the top flight, and I will tell you, every one of these have very unique flavors. Delicious. Every one of them's been good. That's a good thing. When you can't choose, because they're all good, that's a good place to be.
Then you just flip a coin and you get good whiskey.
That's right.
That's a win. What do you think?
They're great.
They're great? Look, that's a good note. Everybody comes up with all these complicated tasting notes. The only tasting note that's important is it good? Is it not good? Like, that's all that, you don't have to come up with all sorts, it tastes like orange and caramel and all this. It's just like, I like it, I don't like it. Those are the only good tasting notes. So you
say they pulled out lavender, and
Okay.
this was on a meetup. And I said, lavender, man, I haven't tried lavender in a while. I'm gonna have to go back and try some lavender so I know what that tastes like.
You should.
I was being sarcastic.
Yeah, you know, every once in a while, I just try a little bit of like bathroom hand soap. That's right. You know, just so I know what lavender tastes like.
Gotta keep those taste
I mean, it
buds sharp,
happens
right?
sometimes.
A weekly Bath and Body Works trip, you know? Go through,
Yes.
sample all the
Just
candles.
taste them, all the the candles, the lotions.
Quickest way to get kicked out of the Bath and Body Works.
Is licking the candles?
Probably.
Don't act like that's hypothetical.
Sad thing is, it's probably not the weirdest thing they've seen in there. To be honest.
It's not the weirdest thing you've done in there. What do you think?
It's good.
See, I like that. That's simple, man. So which one's good?
So far, I like the fourth one the best.
2 and 4.
2 and 4. They don't have any Dr. Pepper Zeros. They must have not known I was coming. So, like a professional, I'm going to use water as a palate cleanser here. Yeah, clear winner for me. Clear winner. I'll tell you about it later. I don't want to influence his decision. He's having a hard time deciding.
I'm
I don't
thinking
want to
number
influence
4.
it.
I don't know
Really?
what you picked. I don't know what you
No,
picked.
don't tell us. Don't tell anyone.
Look at this. Y'all will be proud of me. I did not drink all the samples. I didn't. Normally, these are completely empty. Okay, but it's a long day, and we got a bunch of barrels to pick. So I've made my selection, and I still have lots of whiskey left. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking 2.
Two's really good.
I'm on 4.
4?
I think 4's it.
I'm still deciding.
Hey, take your time. This is not. We got all day.
4 and 6.
4, and then 6. Okay.
Mix them.
You could blend them.
Yeah.
TJ,
At first, yeah, I was like, why am I blending in that?
with
I'm just
Old
an idiot,
Soul
I
on
guess.
That weeded.
You'll find that out.
Not yet, but conversations are still to be
Tell you, I
had.
don't think they understand what they. Maybe they do.
They do.
They put it out there in front of us and dangled it, and you can't even get it. And I mean, cream cheese frosting is exactly what that tastes like.
Pretty good.
Cream cheese frosting.
It is very much like I remember. This was the one that Jill said had a cream cheese note. Isn't that how she described it?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
What's your favorite?
My number 1 is this bottom left, number 4.
4. Okay. What's your favorite?
Number 1.
Number 1.
That was my
6.
second.
6.
6.
4. 4.
4.
2.
4.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. 4 is probably. I do like 6 though. 6 and 2. 4, 6, 2 would be my top 3 in some sort of order.
Whoever wants to go first. Yep.
Oh, I'm feeling it myself.
Yeah, you probably want to come around this way. Yep.
I hope you don't mind spillage.
That's, you can see on the floor there's stains, and there's for that reason, right? Yep. So we usually know what we do. So there you go. You hold it down just a little bit lower, but you know what you're doing here.
One little thief at a time. So I bought a thief for our Infinity blend at Spillway. It was about half this size, and that's when I realized it was going to take me 6 years to fill.
Let it sit for about five seconds. Yeah, it'll fill up. There you go. Now go for it.
All right.
You should get a little bit more out of this one. There you go. See?
Just make sure you leave
Got
some
it.
time for the bottling process, okay? If you're in a hurry, get your selections done quickly.
Yep. Goes right in a row. Yep. So we'll take a little bit out of that because we want it to be like right at the shoulder there. There we go.
Okay.
Cool. Step over to my office. Take a rag and let's wipe it down. Lost profits all over the side of it.
It's not lost profits. It's calculated into the equation, okay?
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put this right on here. You're gonna push it right back against the pressure plate. But put your hand like right there and push it back.
Fancy.
It's fun, right?
That's fancy.
Yep. All right, so now on the label machine, so on the back of every bottle, you probably noticed these, right? So this is what's called a spotting bar. In big automated lines, you'll use this to actually spin a bottle around because this actually denotes the very backside of the bottle. For us, we're poor, but we use it as a kind of just like a visual cue. And so we'll put it right here and it'll be right between the roller and the plate so you can kind of see directly right through it.
Okay.
So that way we know we're getting into the front of the label. So if you ever see somebody with a bottle, or you actually pull a bottle off the shelf and you see that spotting bar, but you see the front label in front of it, they're not doing it right? So we go ahead and hit that button, give it a nice firm tap.
The whole thing's a button, not this thing.
Yeah, right down there. It's technically a foot pedal, but. All right, there you go. Go ahead and pull it off. And then you'll put it right here in this cradle. And we'll put it. Yeah, I mean, we'll put it. It's the neck label.
Okay.
And then so go ahead, we'll pull off a neck label. Just go ahead and give that a nice little firm pull. Man alive.
Look at that.
Can't bring you anywhere.
You didn't say which direction to pull it.
And then we'll put it right there. There you go.
We got it crooked. It's okay. It's fine.
It's fine. And then we'll
Now it's custom.
then we'll turn it around and grab a private select sticker off there. There you go. And then we put it just right there on top of the story.
Get rid of the story. Who cares about this story?
That's
anyway?
right. And then I will seal this for you because this can get tricky, but it's just usually a quick 4 count. But when we have people that help us bottle, they have a good time with this. So there's that, and then on the back of it, you'll go ahead and write in your name, your date, occasion, everything like that too.
Got it. All right, who's next? So far, so good?
Yeah, good
This your
time.
first one, right? You
It
said
is,
it's first
yeah.
barrel pick. Okay. The next thing we do after lunch going to be a little more intensive.
I'm up for it.
Okay. There you go.
You better be.
You better be.
You better be.
If you're interested in these, though, we post these on Patreon and allow people. That's how you found out about it, right? You found out on Patreon.
I did, yeah.
Okay, so we posted on Patreon. You just submitted. You got chosen.
That's right.
There you go. Easy process. Make sure you're in the Patreon. Patreon.com/Brewzle. And you might get selected when we do a barrel pick near you or a barrel pick you're willing to travel for. Submit. Maybe you'll be selected. Hopefully you'll be selected. Look forward to hanging out with you on the next one.
That double oak they released is phenomenal too.
Which one?
They just released it maybe about a month, 2 months ago.
We'll have to beat them up for some.
Oh, it's good.
I hear the double oaked is really good.
You're gonna try some.
At this point, our clout level is at least high enough. Like, there's a lot of things we can't do. The Kentucky Derby told us that we were not a recognized media outlet. So we don't have that clout level. But we got clout level enough to where we come to whiskey producers, they tend to give us the best stuff. They tend to roll out some of the best they have to offer. So there were no bad options here for sure. Oh, this is the double oaked?
Yeah.
Ooh, where's my glass right here? Watch out.
The process behind this one was, as I said, we were going through this idea of what does our double oak, what's it really gonna be? And Ryan and I, we just have a fascination with dusty bourbon. Like, we love that old granddad, super caramel bomb kind of flavor profile. And so we found some barrels from our United concept that were a little bit more caramel forward. And so we ended up working with Independent Stave on creating a secondary stave finish that was gonna be more of that caramel forward type of thing. So we just went all in with it.
That is very good.
That is very caramel vanilla
Yes.
forward. It's approaching the vanilla levels of like a Woodford double oaked. Like, it is just getting really, really sweet. That's the best thing you make that I've had so far.
Oh, buddy.
So good.
I think we're onto something, huh?
Right?
Yeah,
Sorry?
yeah, you got that right.
Later in the day, right?
So this is our profile, right? And so you have 3 other ones that we'll be able to select that are gonna be different profiles.
If you find yourself a Pursuit double oaked, buy that one. Like, all of the stuff's good, but if you see a double oak sitting there, you better buy that one.
Now this is distillery only. So this one's not even
Oh,
out.
so they can't even get it.
This is not even out in market yet.
How did you know about it?
I follow them on Instagram. I saw it on Instagram, so I came down here the day they released it. They gave me a sample, and I was like, yeah, I'm taking 2 bottles of that, and I'm getting another one today.
All right, those are the morning activities. We got our custom bottle of Pursuit Spirits here. We're going to go grab a quick lunch, and then we're going to come back, do some single barrel picks for the Brewzle Club. We'll catch up with y'all then. We hit Pig Beach Barbecue. We're now at rule number 1. Nobody is here on an empty stomach. And now we get to try even more whiskey. We're going to do a barrel pick from here on out. Are we picking a barrel or are we picking multiple barrels?
What did we say when we first came in here? Everything's for sale, including the company. So you
I love it. No
buy
rules.
as many as you want. But yeah, we'll be selecting through 9 different barrels.
Are these all bourbons?
No.
Or, okay.
So what we'll be going through is we have 3 different offerings. So we have 3 bourbons, 3 ryes, and 3 double oak bourbons. And so we'll be going through all those individually. We'll probably start with bourbon and then maybe double oak bourbon and then rye, unless you all feel differently. Happy to kind of oblige whatever you want, whatever you're feeling.
The double oaked was distillery only.
So these are double oaks that we put out to market.
I'm gonna go to the man with the thief. What are we having here?
This is our first bourbon.
And again, don't forget, just because he pours it does not mean you have to drink it all, okay? Lots of barrels, lots of samples.
We don't do our barrel picks like if you were to sit down and have a notepad and try to figure it all out. Granted, we don't have a rick house, but this is typically like how we like to do things. So you go through, and if you like something, take mental notes, use your phone, whatever it is, and try to figure out how to start narrowing it down from there.
What do you think of that one?
It's good. It's got something interesting on the end. I can't put my finger on, but
But it's deliciousness. Is that better than any of the samples they let us have earlier?
I think it's up there with number 4 from earlier.
Okay. They're not doing a great job selling this one, I'm gonna be honest. You don't look pleased.
No.
You don't like it?
No.
What are you thinking?
Not enough of a finish for me.
Okay.
I like the mid palate on it, very solid, but I want a bit more of a finish.
Yeah, I agree. Nice oily viscosity, man. It's got a great mouthfeel to it, but it does drop off a little bit on the finish.
Just to let you know, again, you already told you about the different types of the letters, the codes, and everything like that, so you can see when we go through here in order. So the second one is, of course, coming from a Bardstown barrel. The third one's going to come from a Tennessee barrel. This first one that we had is actually probably one of our more rare barrels. It's actually from a cooperage out in Napa called Seguin Moreau.
Did you like the rare one? The first one, did you like it?
I did not.
I
I like number 4 way more.
So you just like mainstream stuff. You're just a bandwagoner.
Yep.
What do you think of this one?
Nice oakiness and a little bit of like pepper on there. Still not, it doesn't have that finish that I'm looking for. I really like a solid finish that just keeps going and changing. So we'll keep looking for that one, at least for me. But
Sample 3. I think the problem is they gave us really good whiskey to start this, and now these are just more good whiskey. Like they're not really jumping out because you're already 6 samples deep. What are we on over here next? Are we going to the ryes?
Next 3 are double oak.
Do you want to do double oak or ryes next?
Whatever he's got, whatever he stuck his thing in, we're gonna take that one.
I stuck my thing in the double oak.
Come on, that thing is in his butt.
Owie! Get your mind out of the gutter. Now, are these double oaks the same? Like, what's the difference in these than what we had that was the distillery only?
Yeah, so our distillery only is our own custom toast profile. So when we look at some of these, there'll be another indicator on here. So like this one says AOMT, so this one's finished with American Oak Medium Toast. RH will be the Rickhouse toast level, and then CHB, I can't remember what Ryan, if that's creme brulee or if that's something else. So,
what do you think of this double oaked?
This is nice, but it doesn't have the kind of warmth that the third one did.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Yes, I agree.
I feel like there was too much barrel char on that first one. Too much like raisiny flavor in it. This one almost tastes like a toast. Were these toasted?
No.
Okay. This has got like an apricot flavor to it that we like. Like with a short barrel toasted, has like, it expresses itself more apricot than raisins. And that's what I'm getting on this one.
I don't think
just in fun.
any of the first 3 touch the first 2 of the second.
Okay. I didn't understand that. You don't know if the first 2 touch the second 2 of the third 3.
1, 2, and 3 are out. 2 and 3 are better than 1, 2, and 3. I mean, sorry.
You mean 1 and 2?
I guess what we say. 4.
4 and 5.
We're at that point of the barrel selection process where
4 and
feedback
5.
does not matter. I'm just going to pick what I want because I cannot keep up with what he's talking about. Hey, give me. I'm just moving over here. Give me some of this. I'm just going to get what I want. I don't know. See, the problem is they gave us that nice vanilla bomb double oaked over there, and now I'm judging all of these against that, not against just normal whiskey. What do you think? If you had to pick one of these, which one would you pick?
Of the front three?
Yeah.
Probably 3.
Okay. And then of the double oaks, starting this way, 1, 2, 3, going back the other way, 2. Okay. You like that apricot bomb. What do you think?
For the bourbons, I'd go 3, just like Levi. But for these, I'd go 6. I like that caramel.
You like the last by 6? You mean the last one?
Yeah.
What do you think? You drinking hers too?
Mine has
She
water.
put water in hers.
Is it better with water in it?
It's very sweet. This is the third.
The third one? Okay. Which one of these double oaks are you leaning toward?
Okay, I'm going to be very careful how I say this.
Okay.
Of the first 3, number
Okay.
1.
All right.
Of the second 3, my favorite was this one.
Number 2. Okay. All right, we're on the rise now. I could smell it. We are most definitely on the rise. This is just Wrigley spearmint gum right here. Ooh, subtle, little dry dustiness through the middle of the palate. That's really nice.
It was good.
You like rye?
I like the rye. Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. You were the one that didn't like rye.
No, I do not like
You
rye,
okay.
and this is not my jam.
So go ahead and give your pitch as to why people should not drink rye whiskey.
I don't like thinking of mouthwash when I'm drinking my whiskey.
You just don't like spearmint.
No.
Okay. So if we find a rye that's not very spearmint,
Yes.
you'll be okay. I'm starting to appreciate rye more. Not all of them. I do like this one though. So all of these are going to be kind of the same, similar. I mean, obviously they'll taste different, but similar like blends.
3 different types of mash bills. So you had Sagamore's 52 43.5, Bardstown 95.5, Sagamore 95.5.
This one is definitely less rye forward, and it's probably going to be surprising to y'all, but I miss the rye forwardness on it. Like I miss that spearmint. Let's go to our rye hater. You like this one, Bader?
This one's a lot better.
You'd buy a bottle of this. If you bought a bottle of this and you got it home and you tried it, you would be happy with it.
Yes.
See, that directly conflicts my thought process so far on this. Like I'm just thinking, if you're going to get a rye,
You want it to taste like a rye?
6 months ago, I would not have been that guy. I would not have been that guy. I'd have been like, I want it to be a bourbon with a little rye spice. And that's what this is. Like, honestly, if you handed me this, I'd be like, okay, that's a very high rye bourbon, but I'm missing the rye spice. What do you think, Levi?
And I don't love the rye spice.
You want the rye spice on it.
I like the first barrel better.
The rye's so far my favorite.
Which one, though? 1 or 2?
2 is my favorite.
Here's my thinking on it so far, though, is that my palate is probably a little desensitized to the rye because we've drank several shots of whiskey here at this point. Tomorrow, I might like 2 better than 1, so I'm hoping 3 just combines them and I don't have to decide.
You didn't prejudge any of these, did you?
No.
What do you think of that one?
I like this more than number 2. Number 2 of the last 3.
Okay.
Okay.
But do you like the first one?
The first one is my favorite.
You like all the rye. You're going to like this one, right?
Smells like it. I haven't
Okay.
tasted it yet.
So, TJ, nobody's asked you. Where are you on the rye?
I try to keep my opinion to myself for a while. I'm a little torn. I like them all for different reasons. For me, it would be between 1 and 3, but I'm debating, like, would y'all, like, it's not just about me, like, would the audience, would the Brewzle Club, would the folks that would buy these bottles, do they want the more rye-forward version? Because I think the rye-forward version is beautiful. I don't always like high rye whiskey, but man, that one's really nice. And this one is probably a little more palatable for everybody, for the mainstream, but we don't have to cater to the mainstream. If we were a liquor store, we would just pick 3 and be done with it. But like I could pick 1, and I think the folks that like ryes are going to love that one a lot better than they're going to like 2 or 3. I want to go back to these bourbons right here. We got to make some decisions.
Tim, can you re-explain what's going on?
Oh, see, I like that much. Like it was our first pour after lunch.
Double oaked.
Yeah, I like it better.
That is like confectionery sugar. What am I getting? Caramel confectionery sugar. Like really soft sweetness to it. Number 1's a beautiful whiskey. I like that whiskey a lot better than I did first time we tried it, being the first pour after lunch.
I agree.
You agree with that? Like I'm so glad we went back to it.
Yeah, that was a good choice. Yeah, I like that one.
I need to try 2 now.
When you get in on that.
Slow down, Ben. I got you.
Slow down.
It's funny, first time through, I liked 1, then 2, then 3. Second time through, it might be completely opposite, like completely opposite order.
I still think 2 is very mainstream.
Yep.
I think there's a lot of people who would like that, but it's nothing interesting.
Agreed.
Okay. All right, gather round. These 3 barrels right here. These 3 barrels of bourbon, which one is your favorite?
3. The back one.
Did you go back through them a second time?
Yes.
So 3. What's your favorite? Max, what's your favorite?
3.
3. Favorite? 1.
We're picking the thirds? 1.
Just these 3. 1. You got 1. Do you say 1 is 2? What do you say?
1.
1.
I say 1 as well. That sounds like a 1. We didn't do math, but that sounds like 1 has 1. So that is our barrel. So the double oaks right here, the double oaks. What say you?
I guess that would be 2.
2, yes, 2.
The third one. Close.
Third one.
2.
2. 2. 2. Third. Ooh, hold on. Whoa, now we got to do math and stuff.
It's a tie.
That's a tie.
All right, now we got to try 2 and 3. Like, we got to try them again. Let's go back. See, 2 reminds me of some of the short barrel toasted characteristics. And that's why I like it. That's why I think y'all will like it. All right, we're on 3 now. I'm going to be honest. This one has a little more sweetness. The apricot is tamed down a bit. It still has some of those flavors. It's a little more subtle. I vote C. I think A and B, like A has way too much barrel char, kind of raisiny flavors. B has a ton of apricot. C here has just, it's much more subtle and complex. I like C. Y'all let me know in the comments right now. Like, this is something we debate. We spend a lot of time thinking about this. There are a lot of good whiskeys out there, but they're all like one note. They are one trick ponies, but they're good. And then it's like, you're like, is that great? Because it's a little too over the top. Like, it just hits you in the face with some flavor. Typically, I'm going for a little complexity. I want I want it to hit my palate. Then I want some, something in the mid palate. Then I want the finish to kind of evolve. And I feel like on 1 and 2, or A and B here, both of those are blunt. Whereas C is a little softer, a little more approachable. There's 2 or 3 things going on there. It's got a little more of that like confectionery sugar sweetness with just a hint of the apricot flavors on it. Let me know, do you want just one good flavor, or do you want complexity? It won't have any impact on this barrel pick selection process we're having here today, but I'm curious, I might take that into account in future barrel picks. Here's what I'm down to do. We will pick 3 barrels. I'm gonna take this, we'll let y'all vote, but we're taking this first one. We're taking this third double oaked. 1-1 over there, right? So one over there. But we don't have to take 1 from each group. We could replace the bourbon and take the 2 double oaks. What do you think?
I think so.
You think you take the apricot, Bob?
I take the apricot.
You would buy the 1 instead of the, okay. What do you think?
2 double oaks and a rye.
You take the 2 double oaks and a rye? What do you think?
I think I'd go the first bourbon.
2 double oaks.
We're completely tied. What do you think?
The 2 double oaks.
You take the 2 double oaks. What do you think?
2 double oak.
Y'all as a couple have too much influence over this decision-making process, okay?
The fact that she likes the 2 the same as me is an oddity.
So what you're saying is Brewzle is bringing, they're bringing relationships together. That's what we're doing.
This is marriage counseling 101.
Via
If you don't know what to do with your marriage, come on a Brewzle pick.
Hammer in the bong, right here. This one right here. I am not hammering the bungs for all these loser barrels. We have had a good time here at Pursuit Spirits. It's been a lot of fun. We have picked some excellent barrels of whiskey, and we went through their normal experience. If you want to come try several barrels, several of their blends, and then bottle your own, you can book that at pursuitspirits.com. We appreciate the hospitality. We had a great time. I appreciate everybody for showing up. Look at all these fun folks here. Appreciate y'all hanging out all the way to the end. Right now, hit bottle kill in the comments for me. Thank y'all. Catch y'all in the next one.